Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RGL. We have a heck of a match on your hands. It's going to be FGP versus Witness Gaming. My name's TC Mano. I am joined by the amazing Unicorn Wizard as we follow this map over onto Sunshine. Mr. Unicorn Wizard, first off, how you doing and how you feeling about this upcoming match?
I'm doing great. Anytime that Dolphin messages me asking to cast, I get happy because I may be washed, but I still love this game. I'm excited about the match. I don't follow the scene as closely as I used to, just, life and all that. But seeing names that, I know, seeing names that I actually don't really know much about, I'm curious to see, if it reigns true, the people who when I played were good, or if the new people are, catching up. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Of course. And I guess with that, we can start to go down to some of the rosters because even if you kind of know of Witness Gaming, I think it's a little bit different than what they started the season with. So if we look over at the roster for Witness Gaming, the scouts are going to be Logan and Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, known for her scout, but Logan, formerly known as the Demo Man of Leica G6, who started the team this season on Witness Gaming. And then they switched over to Furry Tech for like a quick hot second. Then they came back to Witness Gaming, not as a demo man, but instead as a scout. So it's going to be interesting to see what Logan can do on that class. On Soldiers, you're going to have Quacks and Fruit. The demo is going to be Caps, also of like a G6 fame. However, Caps, primarily known for his scout gameplay, instead going to be on the demo. So a little bit of a swapsies for Logan and Caps in their primary roles here. And then we have Dank over on a medic. And that's going to be the roster for Witness Gaming as of this match. And if you want to go over the roster for FGP, Unicorn.
For sure. So the roster for FGP is going to be Scouty and Magic on Scout, Flank and Pocket respectively, Throne on Roamer, Frost E on Pocket, Draco on Demo, and Rave AC on Medic.
Yes, and it should be a bit of a I think favored for Witness Gaming. I think they're definitely the favorites coming into this one, but don't count out FGP because there's a lot of heavy hitters on that team. I know from my experience pugging with a few of them, Draco, Frosty, and Throne to be specific, but everyone on that team I think has the capability to help them pull it out. Judging from your experience, Unicorn Wizard, would you agree that Witness Gaming are kind of the favorites going in here? I don't know, like you said, how close you've been following the scene, but I think from a just a casual eye, Witness Gaming seem to have the upper hand here.
Yeah, from a casual and I guess historic perspective, going back, few seasons and a little more, Witness Gaming definitely have, I would say, more heavy hitters, I guess is the way to put it. Like when I think of players who can really impact the game, I think of players like Logan, I think of players like Cap. So I think from that sense they're favored and that experience sense. However, I really like watching players who are newer to invite play because I think they bring in a lot of good ideas, and I think that sometimes they get underrated, which allows for them to kind of pull some upsets. So you never know what's going to happen. And once you get to invite as well, like all of these players are good enough to take rounds off any team, right? At that point it comes down to cohesion, or if one player just decides to be massive and have like a 4K. So they definitely have the potential to win, I think, but history, I think, favors Witness.
I think it does. There have been a few swaps around. I think Logan was originally going to be the combo scout, but has instead decided to go over onto flank, which I think makes sense because Logan definitely has the DM potential, but maybe not quite used to kind of the intricacies of a pocket scout, whether that be checking for the sticky traps that he's used to placing. This time he's got to be checking for it, which is a little bit of a different skill set, and making sure that your medic is all safe and secure. So I think it makes sense swapping him over the flank scout. Gwendolyn, a lot more experience with the scout role in general, going to be on the pocket scout this time around, like you said earlier. So a little bit of a swapsies. We do also have foot socks over on medic for FGP instead of Rave. I'm not sure if that's going to be a permanent thing or just a sub for today, but I think Footsox played with them last season, this FGP roster, because they were actually in advanced as basically the same roster. Just throw out Scouty for Darty, and that was the FGP roster of last season in advance. So really great to see them kind of keeping their roster together, keeping the core alive and well. And we got to expect some really great things for them. But one thing I do want to quickly get in here is that we do have team merch for the teams. We've got one for FGP. It's some nice, some nice little lettering. I love the font. It's kind of got like some Simpsons vibe. Obviously legally distinct, but really great, nice little shirt that if you want to support the players, you can definitely do that. As a we also have the other RGL merch. Any of those that you see, Unicorn Wizard, that are maybe your favorite?
I mean, I'm a classic fan. I like the spy crab. I actually also really like the map ones. Those look really cool as well. Honestly, I like all of them, and then the stickers as well. But I guess if I had to pick, it would be the spy crab. Yeah.
Definitely. I would have to agree. The map ones are super nice. I also like the dripped out scattergun. But as always, check that out on the RGL merch store. We got all the team merch from all the teams participating, in this season. And as we start to have the teams ready up here, I'm going to ask for maybe some scoreline predictions. Obviously, we are doing the rules sets. We're not guaranteed to go over to 5. We might be ending a bit earlier at maybe like a 3-2 scoreline. I'm gonna have to, rep my boys, the FGP crew. I think maybe they can pull it out. If they do, though, I think it has to be maybe a bit of a slower game. They're gonna have to stall Witness Gaming, make sure that they don't let them run right over them. So it's gonna be a lot about the mids and a lot about playing the game at their own pace. So I'm gonna be looking at Draco, Throne, and Frosty, the projectiles from FGP, to really get things going if they want to try and take this. So, I'm going to be a believer. I'm going to say 3-2, but I'd like to hear what you have to say in point.
I really like and agree with your analysis where if FGP are going to take it, it's probably going to need to be a slower game. They're going to need to slow down just everything, honestly. The mids, the sacks and all those things, they're going to need to really play to their strengths. And that's going to involve shutting down the heavy hitters, like I said, like Logan, Caps, and all of them. That being said, I'm going to go with Witness just based on, again, that experience and the DM capabilities. I know it's the newer rules, and Sunshine can be a little slow. I'm going to say something along the lines of like a 4-2, 4-2, 5-2, somewhere in there, I think, in favor of Witness.
All right. I definitely see that. I think you can vote yourselves if you're the audience with the channel point, so definitely do that if that's still open, and maybe you'll win big, maybe you'll lose hard, but either way it'll be fun and a worthwhile experience, as we're going to be starting to go live here on Witness Gaming versus FGP, as the teams have now readied up, and I think it's going to be an exciting game, Unicorn Wizard. And why don't you take this first mid for us?
All right, I want to look at Caps. I've never seen the man's demo in my life, so I'm curious what they pull out. I'm thinking maybe a little bit more aggressive. Rollout Valley, nothing super special. Throne going kind of aggressive early, actually. No team is really committed. As I say that, FGP are kind of walking across left side. They are just sitting on Tetris. This is a really dangerous position. Unless you walk forward, they take a bunch of damage. Draco's down, but all of a sudden, 4v4, Throne's dead, Footsox is dead, and it is still winnable, but Dank being alive makes this really rough. Scouty and Frosty can pull something off. Gwendolyn is full buff. They need to take down the medic, and they're not going to be able to. Frosty is hurt, just jumps into a scout. That was a lot closer, actually, than I thought it would be. They put themselves in that corner by Tetris and didn't move forward right away, which can be a recipe for, disaster. But, they lost everyone but the medic and scout, so it's bad. Not the worst thing in the world, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And we kind of saw Quacks there hiding in Cafe, was able to get an easy read onto Footsox and get that kill. So definitely hanging by that Tetris area. Unfortunately not working out for FGP, but like you said, because they were able to kill everyone except the medic and Scout, they are able to mount some type of defense on second, at least just for a little bit. They have to make sure, though, that they don't lose any players before getting the force. And it looks like they have been able. Oh, Throne does go down in lobby. However, Scouty is going to trade out for Logan, so no flank Scout, meaning that they don't have anyone to try and cap the second point. They are going to use in, however. Oh, that's going to be a really great job from Caps on the medic. Frosty going to be trying to trade out on the fruit. And this is looking, however, like they might be able to hold this Unicorn.
Yeah, Dank's dead. Frosty does get traded. They need to back up out of lobby right now. They're pressuring really well, but they can't chase super hard. Although, Gwendolyn's hurt. Oh, Flex was hiding in the corner. They can't really chase it any further. If they lose Draco, that's going to be disaster. But yeah, the medic's traded. Footsox is going to have a little bit of an ad. Witness Gaming are just now capping second. They should be able to hold it. And if they build well enough, they should be able to hold second, but Footsox is sitting at about a 30% ad here, so maybe they want to push out?
Yeah, they definitely can try to push out because, like you said, they do have that advantage. It's always so difficult to push out of your last because you got to be careful about anyone trying to back-cap, and you got to also worry about the repush that might send you all the way back into the next round if you're not careful. So going to be interesting. Looks like yeah, they're going to be opting to go with the NG and the sniper. So a defense coming up from FGP, definitely the safer play here, and is going to give Witness Gaming the opportunity to try and test out their sack potential, try and see how they want to try and pressure this and get someone in, generate a pick, as now they can be making their way into lobby. And it's going to be interesting to see if they try just go for some standard off-class shenanigans or go for something else. But Sentry Gun is taking down, some opportunity for them to send in a soldier. Looks like they're just going to be waiting to get healed up as Scouty still on the sniper, has an opportunity to maybe try and get a shot. Sentry Gun goes down again, and this is a great time to send in the soldier if you are them.
They're trying to bait him in the right side a little bit. The soldier bombs in. Yeah, see, they bait in Frosty. He's dead, and they're getting the space for free. They still need to take out that gun to have really any chance of doing anything. There it goes. So they have this player at Bruce kind of caught in. Going to get out. The longer this takes, though, the more it favors FGP. And yeah, they're just going to back up.
They are going to back up. Yeah, probably recognizing that just standing in that doorway, they would eventually get out-spammed by FGP. So they do back up. They did get that pick, but unfortunately weren't able to generate anything off of it. So they're just back to the drawing board. Is Witness Gaming, no problem. Still 2 minutes left in the round timer before we go into a round reset for them to try and figure something out. Sentry Gun going down again. Soldier in. It is going to be Fruit. And yeah, really great job on the front. And now they have so much space, Unicorn.
Yeah, they're playing this super well. They took out the gun immediately, took out the flank, got point pressure. Scouting Frosty dead, Magic dead. They did kind of need to use the Uber, and I mean, that's going to be the round. Like, there's not much that a demo can do here. Yeah, the Uber gets popped just now out of Dank. I mean, that was perfectly played by Witness Gaming. They took the gun out, Fruit bombed in, killed that soldier who was caught out on the left. They didn't commit super hard either. A lot of players, if they get that pick, they're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna sack on the medic. No, they took the space. They made everyone on FGP uncomfortable, and all of a sudden 3 people are dead, so it doesn't matter if you use or not. So really well played out of Witness Gaming.
I agree, definitely well played, and we're going to see if it's another hectic close mid as we saw last time. I'm going to be watching Caps yet again, going to be making his way out through Valley, just trying to trade some spam. I think Throne maybe catches a ball, has to wait for an arrow, so FGP going to be clearing the cafe out this time, so kind of recognizing what Quacks did. Fruit going in for a big bomb, going to land on the Footsox. That's going to be Logan cleaning up the kill as Footsox tries to surf out to safety. Unfortunate for them, you can't really outsurf a scattergun shot. Now the remaining players on FGP trying to dive in, see if they can do anything to get onto Dank or a crucial player on Witness Gaming, but I don't think it's going to happen. Last person is going to be Frosty, trying to escape through Valley, might be able to get their way out. No, Caps has got their exit locked out, and that is going to be a very solid mid for Witness Gaming.
Yeah, that's kind of a mid you'll see a lot, where both teams just kind of rotate and against opposite of each other. Well, what happened is Witness Gaming stayed together, and so no one was really taking a huge amount of damage or getting caught off. Whereas the soldiers, Throne and Frosty on FGP, kind of took a little bit more damage and got disconnected a little bit, so it allowed for everyone to pressure on the medic. As I say, at the Uber in, the gun is dead. Throne's dead. I mean, it's not over yet. They do get Gwendolyn, so. And they get Quacks. Oh, wait a second. This heavy is full buff. Not full buff, but taking arrows, taking damage. And Caps is dead too, so really good hold.
That was a really great hold, a nice solid 3K or 4K, sorry, from Draco there to help secure that for his team. So good stuff from Draco there. Now FGP going to be pushing out, like you said, they do have a big old Uber ad because Footsox was able to stay alive there. Yeah, and now going to be interesting to see where they take it. Looks like they're going to be opting to go through Valley here. The question is, are they going to pop? And if they're going to be able to get anything with it, looks like they are going to be sending in Draco. And they might just... No, they're not going to be able to get anything with it. So now the question is, Unicorn, how quickly do Witness Game try and refight this?
Right, immediately it looks like almost. They can't commit super hard yet unless FGP just give it to them. It looks like FGP are. Fruit and Frosty trade, that's a perfectly fine trade if you're Witness Gaming. And yeah, I really don't like using into mid there. You know the demo's delayed. They move fast enough to where they should have known that Caps wasn't going to be there. There's no traps. They were looking at both the soldiers. There's not really any chance of their med dropping, so they should have just kind of used the threat of the Uber to pressure. As I say that, drone goes down. It's a 40% ad. They're capping now. Witness Gaming got to go fast, and it looks like they're just going to go in top right. And yeah, oh my god, everyone's in spawn.
Everyone is in spawn, and now I don't know if they're going to be able to get on the point in time. They actually do use a little bit, which delayed the cap, but it's still not going to be enough. They were all riled up there, so that is going to be a 2-0 lead for Witness Gaming. And I think, you know, if you're FGP, you definitely got to start looking at these mids to try and see how you can maybe work it a little bit in your favor, because even if you have amazing last defenses, and we've seen them hold it one time, being sent to your last at the start of a round is definitely not a great way to go.
Yeah, I want to see what these scouts are doing. Looking at the scoreboard, they're having a really big impact. Are they going to meet each other? No, they're going to slowly rotate. They're double soda bombing in. I actually like this. Good pressure. Dank is really hurt. Doesn't get taken down as Throne dies. Frosty bombs in. Good damage again, but no one dies. Quacks does get cleaned up. Footsox is kind of cut off here. There's the death. Fruit gets traded. Draco and Magic. It's just Scouty. So the idea was there, and it was good. The execution wasn't the best, because they got both, I think, Caps and Dank down to like 20 at different points, but the team wasn't there to capitalize. So great idea. Execution is a little lacking, and all of a sudden you're facing, you know, full Uber disad on this last push.
Yeah, they are indeed, but we've seen them hold it before, so they might be able to do it again. If you're Witness Gaming, you obviously want to try and convert this full Uber ad push. Looks like they're going to be trying to take it in through the standard top. Actually, Magic suiciding, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I doubt that was intentional. Yeah, that was maybe trying to switch classes there. So unfortunate for them, but that is just gave Witness Gaming a big player ad that you know they're going to do something with. They're going to be using in with the Uber, sending in Caps super deep right here, just trying to lock everyone out as they rotate through spawn. Now everyone on FGP trying to get back in. They might be able to hold this actually, because the Uber didn't really get anyone with it, but no, they are all starting to fall super weak on FGP, and it's only a few left alive. They have to try and get on the point to try and block. Good trade, but that is still going to be enough for Witness Gaming to take it 3-0.
Yeah, the Heavy was taking a lot of eyes and damage, but no one on FGP was doing really anything to Witness Gaming. You really got to take advantage of the fact that there's like 3 players shooting your Heavy and maybe, you know, take down the demo or shoot a scout or something. Then it was a good attempt, but 3-0.
Is going to be 3-0. And yeah, like you said, last time we did see a bit more initiation from FGP. The soldiers did a lot of good damage, but unfortunately weren't able to get things cleaned up. This time it looks like they're opting to go for a right side mid, so maybe trying to figure out if maybe right side is going to be the right play for them. We have the soldiers, however, on a Witness Gaming trying to bomb in super deep. Oh, a good almost air shot attempt, but they are going to be able to clean up one on Quacks, but Draco going down, and the damage just so much better on the side of Witness Gaming, as Throne and Frosty are going to be the last two taken down. Scouty, however, recognizing the situation, is going to be able to escort Footsox back to their last. So even though they didn't win it, Unicorn, at least they kept their med alive this time.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually chalk that down to their med being alive, less to their plan to keep him alive, or them alive, and more what Witness Gaming did. Their soldier bombs weren't actually very committal. It was just, okay, Logan's dead as I say this. They're going to lose fruits. All of a sudden, they're going to have a 4v6 to push in. Throne's getting aggressive. Throne's on the... Ooh, gets air shot. Unfortunate. But yeah, as I was saying, Witness Gaming soldiers, they bombed in, but they didn't commit. Like, they bombed above Cafe, they bombed around just to get eyes on as the scouts walk forward. They didn't really put as much pressure on Footsox as they did everyone else, and that's why Footsox was able to get on die. Quacks actually kind of gets caught forward. They have Scouty on Sniper.
Yeah, Scouty on Sniper. He's definitely known for it. Actually does a lot of damage onto an escaping Caps. Unfortunate to not get the pick right there, but definitely made their presence known. Frosty is actually going to win one against Fruit, so through his flank through dungeon. So now they should be aware, and they have to be a little bit concerned. Going to be trying to bomb in, but is going to be spotted out by the Scout. Should be taken down here, and it is going to be done so by Gwendolyn at range. So a good play from FGP there to try and generate a pick, and it's going to be actually Magic falling in lobby, and they got to be a bit careful here because it's getting scrappy, and it's looking like it's favoring Witness Gaming.
Yeah, they got thirsty. Honestly, like that's the only. And they get forced to use. This is looking like around, but yeah, they got thirsty. They saw that sniper, they wanted to pressure, and just looking gets another kill. And this should be the round. Yeah, they got really thirsty is I guess the best word. Honestly, they saw the sniper. They're like, we have a player ad. We're gonna chase into lobby. They didn't get that pick, so they should have backed up, but they kept trying to chase. A scout almost went on to second, trying to chase those players who they thought were caught out, and they got punished for it.
They did indeed, and this might be the last round for FGP. If Witness Gaming wins this, they will have won the match. I can have to see if maybe FGP can try and recover and figure out some way to get an advantage. Some good early damage has meant that Witness Gaming are still kind of all corralled up by their choke point, haven't really moved in any which way. Now the Soldier's going to be trying to bomb in. Frosty making a lot of damage. It's actually going to be Caps and Tank going down. Really great collapse by the players on FGP. Now can they keep Footsox alive? Trying to dodge that damage. Surfs over to the Rockets. Going to be able to stay up. A late Soldier Bomb might do it. Fruit had an opportunity, but not able to find the medic. Late Scout coming in, Gwendolyn, and is going to be able to be taken down, and that is going to be a 1 mid for FGP, and you got to kind of wonder, is it maybe too late? They have the opportunity, though, here, Unicorn, so it's not all done just quite yet.
It's definitely not too late. I mean, you can get 5 rounds in TF2 in, like, 5 or 6 minutes, so it's definitely not too late. Problem is that I feel like they get a little too aggressive at certain times, and they get punished for it. Now, Quacks is going to trade. That's fine, but yeah, they really got to figure out what level of aggression they're going to be able to get away with. And Witness Gaming are going to be comfortable to just sit here on last. Sunshine last is hard last to push. They just use right in. Oh yeah, because they killed the medic.
They are going to use. Yeah, they are going to use right in. They are going to be able to take down one before the Uber ends, so it depends on how they try and play this repush, but Gwendolyn can be able to take down one. Now the Uber coming in from Witness Gaming. They have the opportunity to clean up all of these players, and it looks like they're going to do so. Are going to be able to take down Scouty, Fruit, everyone. Only one up is going to be Frosty, and I think they were a respawner, so they're just going to have to back out and try and play their life, which they are going to do, and that is going to be a solid last defense for Witness Gaming. Going to be able to retake their second, and they're going to have a bit of ad to try and muster their way in onto the rest of this map. But Scouty up on Sniper.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really big enough ad to push off of. They still might try. But on that last push, when your Uber ad isn't that big, they're going Valley. They're faking this incredibly hard. They're putting like 4 or 5 people in Valley, acting like they have Uber. Soldier bombs in. Yep, Soldier bombs in, gets floated, and they're just taking this fight dry.
And they are taking the fight dry, yeah, muscling their way in. I guess the threat of Uber enough to dissuade FGP, and it looks like actually Uber has evened out in all of that, so they should definitely be confident to try and stay on their second, maybe because they had a sniper, they thought, and actually that sniper getting a shot onto Gwendolyn in Valley, actually a super weak Caps should be cleaned up, and that's going to be thrown, collecting that picks, and now an opportunity for FGP to try and work their way forward. I think another headshot is rung out, yeah, onto Fruit. This is an opportunity, and it's going to be a disconnected medic. Now an Uber has been used, the counter Uber going to be used out. Frosty does die in the backlines, and they have to worry about Quacks. Looks like Quacks going to be trying to bomb the choke onto the demo, is going to be taken down by a nice pot shot from the sniper, and this should definitely be an opportunity for FGP to try and fight this mid. Caps instantly deleted.
Yeah, Scouty finally does get cleaned up, but you're at player disad. Your heals are a little. Wait, they gave it up. Hmm. The spawns weren't there yet. Okay, the spawns weren't there yet. Now it's going to be about a 5v5. So they kind of lost that player advantage. They are going like all cafe. There's like 3 players on Beltal. Oh, huge bomb from Fruit. Great damage on somebody. It doesn't get the cleanup. But Fooktox is really low, and Quax is going to fly in, clean them up. So now it's just, you're going to turn into a DM fight. Draco's dead. Throne is low. This is not looking good for FGP.
It is not indeed. That was a really great job on Witness Gaming to stabilize on mid there. Kind of taking the space awarded to them as now FGP are going to have to go all the way back to the last, and even worse, they're at big disad because Dank was able to stay alive there. Now Witness Gaming going to be able to cap up that second, heal up in lobby, and have an opportunity to try and close out this game.
Yeah, I mean, everything is working in their favor. They have struggled a little bit on these, like, full Uber last pushes, but they're going to use in right through top left. Demo going to take the gun down, stick off the spawns. You should be good. There's like 4 people in spawn. Frosty actually takes down Quax behind the fight. No one's died yet. Frosty now just dies. It is a 5v5. Caps is taking a lot of damage. The Heavy is relatively full health. And the longer this goes on, the more you think this favors Witness Gaming. Caps and Scouty trade.
Definitely. Oh, but they're just doing so much damage to FGP at the moment. Finally, the Uber does come out, and that's actually really great for Witness Gaming. There is still a player in behind. Logan is going to be spotted, and now a late reinitiation from the players on Witness Gaming, maybe thinking they could walk away and get a cheeky pick up onto Footsox, but still, they should be happy. Dank was able to generate Uber ad for them by getting that force out from Footsox. And what was looking like maybe a lost second for Witness Gaming has turned it into another opportunity to push this last.
Yeah, we're going to have the exact same situation, but they're getting in the lobby. Now, it's actually, the gun is going to be a level 2 as opposed to a level 3. That's really the only difference. Looks like they are going to use in top right again. Probably. They're getting buffed up now. There's the Uber. Demo actually got floated pretty heavily. Gun goes down early. Crone is going to get rushed down on the left side here. It looks like great arrow to keep him alive. Dank actually goes down, so if they can get some kills really quick, their FGP is going to win this last hold, and they do.
Oh, that Heavy.
Yeah, that Heavy's full buff. It is just Caps running for his life. And yeah, that early pick onto Dank was super important because it allows for FGP to win that heal fight, right? They have this Heavy at like 450, and he can just tank. Oh, goodness gracious. All right,
Wow,
Scotty.
that was some caps with some pipes onto Scouty there. But I also want to say really great job from Magic there. Like with the Heavy, I think he levitated one of the soldiers on Witness Gaming, so definitely crucial for that. But it's also going to be crucial to see how FGP want to try and take this. Looks like they are going to be trying to muscle their way in through choke. There's a few people, however, trying to wrap around in behind. That's going to be the flank of Witness Gaming. Looks like they were able to predict that, and they do take down one in Fruit. Logan can be able to stay alive, but they did have to use the Uber because of it. Now Witness Gaming, they know they have Uber ad. They are still down a player, but they want to try and fight this. They're peeking it, but they really can't because they don't have Uber just quite yet, and they are down a player.
Yeah, but they've been really good at peeking these dry Uber situations. Like, they've taken mid, I swear, on like 2 or 3 situations where they were at like 50 Uber, and they just push for it. Now they have Uber, they should. Okay, Gwendolyn goes down. They should still take this, ideally without using, but there's like 4 players behind, and they lost balls. All of a sudden, this is a really bad situation. The entire flank is fine. The Uber should come out. Dank actually is taking no damage.
Dank's super weak.
This is a really weird... Logan's dead too. This is a really weird situation. They're 3 up. Dank's alone, but still healthy. They are just going to give up this fight. Fooksox should get Uber. That was really good aggression out of FGP. They didn't commit super hard, and they punished Witness Gaming for getting a little too eager ahead of their own Uber. And they're in on this. They don't even have Uber red, and they're peeking this aggressively. Fruit is hurt too, so Fruit's not giving this fight. So it's essentially a 4v5, actually. Ubers do come out, and it's just going to be really just Scout Ubers looking at each other. Scouty craters, so that could be big, and they're just going to get out through Cafe. Logan gets a little
nice
too...
pick from Draco, though.
Yeah,
he's going to be able to take them down.
A little too eager to end the map, and he chased. He's going to die, and that's, honestly, that's not nothing. If they go right now, they can take
Yeah,
advantage of
soldiers
it.
are in. It's going to be Throne getting onto Caps. Really great initiation from Throne there to just jump all the way in. Like you said, they kind of recognize the situation. But Fruit, however, is going to be able to get onto Foot Socks, and that's going to be a medic down. Great bomb from Fruit. Going to be able to pick up 3 there. Draco getting another one. He's going to be on a 5K at the moment. And like you said, that was a good opening from FGP, but the re-aggression from the soldiers on Witness Gaming, recognizing the opportunity and going to be able to get an advantage for them. Now Witness Gaming going to be able to cap up mid, and looking like Unicorn, they're in a really great place to, again, try and close out this round, or actually this game, sorry, but we've seen them kind of mess this up before.
Yeah, they've struggled with these like pure advantage situations. It really feels like they are just going to use right in caps bombs incredibly deep. Gets onto the sniper. Scouty somehow. Okay, well, should be dead. No. Oh, okay, there he goes. They lose 1 player for that. That's not the worst thing in the world. It's technically a 5v5 because he got the scout capping right now. Footsox is at 70. Knowing when this game they are going to get aggressive in. There's no gun up, so they can take space for free, which is exactly what they're doing. There's the scout in, hiding behind the point, but they are just going to leave with Fruit being dead. So Footsox has Uber ad. It's only 40% ad, but I feel like you almost have to go, but they're taking a little bit too long. They should have been going already. They're going dungeon. Footsox is hurt. I don't think anyone on Witness Gaming has called this yet. They're getting on point. Yeah,
Looks like they might be able to get it. Yeah, they were taking a bit of time there, but maybe going through dungeon kind of cleared all the doorways so they didn't have to worry about any backcaps. Either way, that is going to be Witness Gaming sent back to mid. And it looks like the FGP want to try and peek this choke, just see where Witness Gaming, where it kind of posted up, what defense they had in store. But they saw that they had it fairly locked down, so they're going to be content to just not be on their last for the time being. And even though there's only 7 minutes left on the map time, and we do have the infinite overtime that we can go to, so FGP, they are at risk of losing pretty quickly, but not at risk due to time. It looks like Witness Gaming, they got a lot of people in Valley at the moment and might want to try and do something with it.
Yeah, they're playing this. Okay, Logan goes down, so that should signal the end of aggression, most likely, and Fruit said as well. That's definitely going to signal the end of aggression. They're playing this really loose and really aggressive, which, I mean, it's probably because they're up 4-0, but I think it's throwing FGP off. Like, in these situations where they should be really passive or just worried, they're just having Logan just kind of walk in or Fruit Bomb in, and it's working really well. As I say that, this mid fight is kicking off, and they want to fight this. They're holding it off really well. The spawners are coming, and yeah, it looks like they're going to take a Scout Uber on Tetris, maybe? Wait, as
yeah,
I
but
said,
there's
like 4
three players
yeah.
of Witness Gaming, in Valley. Looks like they're going to be able to get in, so everyone at FGP has to go back to second. Super weak players as well. Draco extremely low. Cap's going to be trying to bomb in. He's going to have to rotate back over, but a big bomb coming in from Quacks is not going to be able to clean up Footsox, but does clean up Draco. And there's only going to be 3 players left on FGP. The Uber does come out, is going to be able to clean up Caps, but Dank still has. Actually, going to be only him and 2 scouts, so definitely not ideal, but because Dank should be able to stay alive here, Witness Gaming can back up if they need to, and they know they're going to be able to re-aggress once they get their spawners, which have just come up now. They're going to wait for them. They're going to try and work their way in onto FGP second.
Yeah, I mean, Dank was never really in any trouble there, honestly. There were so many players behind, like, his flank. There was so much pressure on everyone from FGP. He was kind of free to just walk forward, heal his team, and as soon as that Uber got popped, he had 2 scouts right in front of him to full buff to keep him alive. So, really well played by them. They are getting in. Magic is going to get cleaned up. They are going to get the point. Footsox is at 70. There's a chance they get for last, but they're going really aggressive with the super action. They're going to use right in, it looks like. Oh, nope. They baited a little bit.
Yeah, they are taking a bit of time, and Footsox should be able to get, so definitely doable for FGP, and it looks like they're still going to try and commit with this is Witness Gaming, maybe try and generate a pick like they did last time in even Uber scenarios, and they are going to do so, but they trade out instantly. Frosty trading out for Fruit, but Logan is going to go down at nice stickies from Draco, kind of recognizing the door that they were all flooding in from, and now FGP have kind of solidified their defense. They are going to peek just because they have the opportunity to, but I doubt they're really going to try and push out with this because it's not Uber ad, and it's really only 1 player ad, and those are kind of very risky to take, even in the best of scenarios. So yeah, they're just going to opt to get back on their last defensive For better or for worse, Unicorn have been fairly strong. And would you say that's down to FGP kind of playing it correctly, or Witness Gaming kind of messing up?
I'd say it's dependent on the mid. As I said, Logan immediately does on this time, but we're Frosty trades as well, so 5v5, probably still not going to see much, but yeah, just some gun spam. As I said, like, one of them goes down. But back to your point, I think it really depends on the last push. There's definitely been last pushes where I've been looking at it and said, Witness Gaming, like, what are you doing? Like, what they're doing doesn't make sense. But there's also been last pushes where it's like, wow, that player from FGP really did their job and, you know, stepped up to hold. Like, Draco had a 4K on one. It's kind of been back and forth. I would say in general, it's been on Witness Gaming having issues pushing last for whatever reason, right? Maybe they're not on the same page. Maybe someone doesn't hit a shot or whatever. But I would say that's kind of where we're standing. Logan gets the pick. Another headshot rings out. All right, Quest goes and dies to the gun. Oh, jeez. This
he's just doing so much damage. It is going to get bombed, so it is going to have to back up and not killed. So good on FGP for kind of equalizing things out. Now trying to peek in through this right side. Has an easy shot. Is going to be able to get a headshot off onto Scouty, but not enough to take Scouty down. So going to be able to stay alive on 11 hit points there. So both snipers should know about each other. Now we're in a little bit of an SVS, or who can get the most picks first. Going to be trying to peek each other through this right side. They do know a little bit of a war of AD. Scouty had a shot off onto Caps. Caps just still peeking the sight line. No one has died just quite yet. Both teams trying to play extremely well to not get into that sniper sight line, and also to protect their sniper from any bombing soldiers that might be bombing those chokes to try and get an easy free pick here, as looks like things have kind of settled down a little bit. Maybe Witness Gaming trying to reassess how they want to try and play with the sniper. Looks like they're sending in both their soldiers on this right side to just spam down the sentry gun, which they are going to be able to do. Soldiers bombing in to try and get off onto Logan, but he is going to be able to stay alive walking forward. They're taking a lot of space over here on this right side area. Now it's just a battle of spam at the moment, Unicorn. Who can do the most? But Caps has a little bit of free reign over on the left side. It's going to be taken down, but Scouty, nice headshot on the Logan. Frosty tried to reaggress through lower while all of that chaos was happening. So once again, it is going to be evens, and only 40 seconds left on the round timer before we go into a round reset.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to see one more push here from Witness Gaming, just because it's really risk-free at this point. Quacks bombs in, is going to take down the sniper. As I see that both soldiers from Witness Gaming die. They take down Caps as well. Gwendolyn does get out, so, and let's see what FGP want to do here. Do they want to take second? Probably not. They're probably just going to wait for that round reset.
Yeah, they definitely are, and right now we are going to head into continuous overtime, which it doesn't mean super much because it's going to be 5 either way, but the Uber does come out. They are going to be able to take down Throne. Then they haven't really gotten onto the cap. I think the scout was still Ubered there, so they couldn't start the cap. Unfortunate for maybe Logan or whoever took that in. I think it was Logan, but they were still Ubered, so they weren't able to get any cap time, so it just ended, and now we have gone into a round reset, and definitely maybe a little bit better for FGP. You know, at least this time they did not lose the round, so things might be starting to look a little bit up for them.
Yeah, I mean, fresh mid, you know, anything can happen. Their aggression needs to be good, but they also have to do it as a team. They can't just send 2 soldiers in and boom, win, right? You need to play this together. They're playing the spam game, it looks like. They're walking slowly to the right. Again, like that first mid, they gotta be careful here. They do take down Fruit, okay, but now look, they're kind of stuck. They have a soldier behind. They're stuck off a little bit. Quacks bombs in and takes him down.
He gets 2.
Yeah.
That's so huge from Quacks. Is just going to barely be able to stay alive. Looks like a little bit of battle over in the Valley area. Throne trying to chase down Quacks as we do have all the Witness Gaming players just running around back to their second, cleaning up all the FGP players who went in behind. Draco able to stay alive and is now met up by his respawners. And once again, that's going to be Dank staying alive on mid, generating a big advantage for Witness Gaming. But because it was a bit chaotic, it does give FGP a little bit of an opportunity to maybe try and send some type of defensive play. Looks like maybe a sticky trap brings down these players fairly weak, so we're going to have to spend a bit of time healing up. And even if they don't get the force here on second, Unicorn, they might be buying enough time to get it for last.
They definitely are buying themselves enough time. They just use now. Actually, this is going to be big. If Woodstock's going to, oh no. Well, you know, it would have been good.
That is so unfortunate.
That's really rough. They played it a little. They flew a little too close to the sun, I guess is the word there. They also might not have been expecting Witness Gaming to use. Actually, good kill onto Gwendolyn. And wait, wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah, definitely doable for FGP.
Too. Oh, they don't chase.
Oh, Cap. Oh, but Throne is trying to get in through lower. Is actually going to be able to clean up Caps. Excellent stuff from Throne. Now the soldiers bombing in. Quacks. Oh my god, trading out for Throne there.
They need to get on
but
the
they have to get onto second. Yeah. Oh, I was worried about a back cap there, Unicorn. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. They got enough players where it's not too big of a worry. They need to get on the cap, which they did. They need to maybe try to get a little bit of spam going forward. I don't know what Frosty's doing. He's like picking up weapons off the ground. And he's going to be caught out because of it, honestly. Frosty's going to die. Magic dying is big. I was going to say, if Frosty's the only person who dies, that's fine. But now it's a 4v6. Tank actually...
The tank dies!
Yeah. They need to hold off this aggression, though, because it's going to turn into a DM fight. Booksucks does not have yet. It is going to be just a scout and the medic. Caps is just piping the world right now. Booksucks is 96.
Caps is piping the world, but the lead soldier coming in from Frosty.
Wait,
definitely doable! Oh, that was so close, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Witness Gaming taking it 5-0. Those first 4 rounds were definitely fairly dominant from them, but in those last couple, we kind of saw FGP finally get into their groove and really take it, making it a back and forth game. But still, Witness Gaming kind of showing up, displaying their history in Invite and taking it in 5-0. And maybe the scores that we expected, but at least for those last 2 rounds, Unicorn, we definitely saw a lot of good back and forth action there from FGP.
Yeah, I think kind of what we were seeing as the game progressed, but again, after those first 3 rounds in particular, we were seeing FGP getting used to that aggression that Witness Gaming was putting forward. They were really dealing with the multiple waves of aggression a lot better. It wasn't enough in the end. If their game started at 0-0, like those first 3 rounds didn't happen, I could definitely see it getting a lot closer and closer as it went on. But that's not how it works. 5-0 for Witness Gaming.
Yeah, that is going to be how it works. And I guess we can take a little mosey over to the logs and see if anything piques our interest, is the proper saying. I don't have it pulled up just quite yet, but I do now. And first thing I'm going to be looking at is Caps with a nice solid 377 damage per minute. Man was popping off. So excellent stuff there. And the other thing that I see is Dank only dying 4 times, Footsocks dying 10 times. And, that kind of, one speaks to, Witnesses Gaming ability to get on to Footsocks, but also Dank's ability to live, because I don't know if you saw, actually, no, I'm remembering a different match completely. My bad. But Dank, really great medic, being able to stay alive, and they make it so they were able to, just have that full 100% Uber at basically every moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's not actually a huge amount of stats that are eye-popping, right? Usually in a 5-0, it's like one person went like 30 and 5. The ones that really stick out, you kind of mentioned already, that 377 DPM on Caps, that 4 deaths on Dank. The one thing that's kind of interesting to me, actually, is Caps took 276 DPM, only died 13 times while doing that damage. So it shows me that there was a lot of initiation and aggression on his part, but he was being backed up by his team to not die for that aggression that he was getting that DPM for. And also, Logan 26 and 14. I think he was honestly doing a lot better before the rounds kind of start. Like in those first 3 or 4 rounds, I think he was actually doing a lot better in terms of KD, but 26 and 14, nothing to shake your head at. And yeah, there's not a lot of actually bad stats, honestly. Like even from the side of FGP, the only one is the one medic that, Footsocks died 6 more times. Everything other than that, it's honestly relatively close, besides, I guess, Caps DPM.
Yeah, and That is, like you said, that's basically, pretty even across the board for most of these players. So, shout outs to Witness Gaming for winning 5-0, and also shout outs for FGP for putting up a great and valiant defense, even if they were taken down in the end. But one thing that we do want to
Oh
mention
my
is
goodness.
that in the other world of TF2 news, and maybe a little bit of spoilers if you haven't seen the GCI versus Froyotech match, which also happened tonight. And if you don't want the spoilers of that match score, you can watch over on the players who streamed it and experience it without any spoilers whatsoever. But Froyotech lost to Global Clan Ice, which is such a big thing because I don't know if you know, Unicorn, but Global Clan Ice have not been looking too hot, pun not intended, this season. They've been looking pretty on ice. They lost to Rome. They lost to FGP, the team that we saw play against Witness Gaming. They lost to Global Clan Fire. So they were 0-3 this season, and they had a lot of roster shakeups. They were not looking solid whatsoever. There were rumors that the team was dying, and then they go and beat Froyotech. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to explain that one.
That means one of two things, right? Um, it's either all of a sudden they figured out exactly what the issue was and they just turned it around. Okay, three things actually. They either figured everything out, turned it around. Froyotech isn't that good, which we all know isn't true. So the only other one is there's a lot more parity in Invite this season, which if that's the case, that's great. When I was, really playing very heavily and coming up, as a competitive player, it was always Froyotech, Ronin, and then it was those two, and then no one else. And it got boring after a while, honestly. So if there's an invite where there are legitimately more than two teams who can contest for first, that's good for everyone.
That is indeed good, as it looks like GCI picked up Exile to help out. So maybe that was the winning factor because looking at the logs, it seems like they had most of the players that they had previously in games past where they didn't look too hot whatsoever. And like you said, maybe this is a kind of a different Froyotech roster than what we've seen before. I think they've been kind of changing it up every map. This time it's Patty and Habib on Scout, Donovan and Mirrorman on Soldier, Banny back on Demo, and Jimmy, aka Rocket King, has made his way up to. Yep,
Let's go.
he is on. Yeah, I know. It is a new Froyotech. And, this is definitely. They've won all their other games so far. They beat Witness Gaming. They beat another team as well that I forget the name of, but they lost to Global Clan Ice. And I guess that really means that you really don't know what's going to happen in this season because you look at that match initially, and I think in any world, even if Global Clan Ice are playing like how we would have expected them to, I don't think you'd expect them to beat Froyotech, and that is just spells that you really don't know. And as we go further into this invite season, obviously this is only stage 1 where we have the round robin where each team plays each other once. We got stage 2, which is going to be the seeding for stage 3, which is going to be the bracket, which is playoffs. So definitely a lot of time for all of these teams to try and get better, maybe get some upset wins and establish themselves as the top teams in invite. So it's going to be exciting to see how it all shakes out. As always, we do have merch. If you want to support the teams or just RGL in general, head over to the merch store. We got FGP merch, we got Froyo, we got Rome, we got all the global clans, Ice and Fire. Never mind, we don't have Froyo. Ignore that. But we do have Global Clan. We got Rome and FGP. So please take a look at that. We got some great logos. Shoutouts to all of the graphic artists over at RGL. But aside from that, this has been a really fun game to watch with you, Mr. Unicorn Wizard. It's been a pleasure to cast. Do you have any final words before we go for the day?
Shout out Rocket King on Froyo. That's amazing. Congrats, buddy.
All right. Shout outs to FGP, Throne, Draco, Frosty, Magic, Footsocks, all you guys. Phenomenal work. All the Pug Refugees guys. And shout outs to Dolphin for doing so much work behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. The man is just a machine and does so much work over here at RGL. But with that, that's been our coverage of Witness Gaming versus FGP. We'll have more Invite TF2 content for you in the next weeks as we continue our coverage. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.